What's up, Hedgehog Maniacs and Doki Fanatics? Sanjay 17 here, back with more Doki Doki Storm, which of course is a mod for Doki Doki Literature Club. The last time you saw me play, it was the start of Act 2, with Yuri being more assertive than she was in Act 1. And the rest was history. Well, as far as her aggressive side and everything. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? But do you know when I opened the main menu the last time? You see what I'm saying, right? She has during Act 1, Yuri had her book, the Portugal Margaret, in her arm. Now she has a knife in her hands, and her eyes are open this time. Like that Yandere look. I don't know if I said this, but Yuri scares me a little more than Monica, honestly. But it's time to see how the rest of this act plays out. Because it's time to dive in, and let's do it to it. Here we go. I hope you guys can hear me now.
When I awakened the next morning, I don't get out of bed right away. I lie there, smiling to myself, lazily stretching out, glorying in the certainty that today is going to be a good day. I see that Yuri is still sitting on my bedside table. I must be getting awfully absent-minded that I forgot to put her away.
That's not nice for you to have done, Yuri. Bad wordplay. Sorry.
I'm so sorry for neglecting you. Here, I'll make it up to you. I wore my left sleeve. Here you go. I used her to add another mark for the roller marks array on my forearm.
She cut herself again. But this is Act 2.
I sighed contentedly to myself as I watched my blood run along my arm, up to my rolled up sleeve. Oops, I probably shouldn't get blood on my pajamas. Careful, Vinita, or you'll make a mess, you naughty little one. I giggle as I get a tissue from my bedside table to wipe up the blood. It's okay. It's all good fun. But I really do have to get ready for school now. It's the start of my new life with Side X. Once I'm dressed and ready to go, it's time to decide who to bring with me. But the choice is obvious. Thor!
Now, as it Thor, the god of thunder?
I grasp his purple handle and pull him down from the rack. His purple color fills me with confidence. I know he'll bring me good luck today. I hold him close to my face, admiring the pattern of lightning bolts across his surface.
Definitely a reference to Thor. God of Thunder. Marvel Comics. Anyway.
Mighty God of Thunder, will you bring me a storm?
Nice one.
Storm! That word is familiar.
Wait, is she having flashbacks? Is she starting to remember the events of Act 1?
It was important to me somehow. In a bad way. I feel unsettled again as I try to grasp this memory. I think it was a metaphor I created for something. Something that went on inside my head.
Yeah, it was. That's what it was, Yuri.
It was an intensity that flooded my mind and overwhelmed my senses and my thoughts. It made me feel compelled to punish myself.
Oh boy.
I drop my knife on the floor and back away from it in a panic. My breathing is getting more rapid and my heart is racing. What? What is this? What am I remembering? I was scared to go near my knives when the storm came. Why? Why would I be scared of my knives? It doesn't make sense. My knives bring me comfort. They bring me joy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in my head. I don't understand any of it. But right now, I'm having trouble calming myself. I try to wrench my mind away from those thoughts. I don't know where they're coming from, but it's clear that they are not good for me. I just keep telling myself that it's okay. It's okay. That cutting myself is okay.
It's not. Trust me.
It's nothing to be afraid of. The next thing I feel is overwhelming guilt that I dropped Dora on the floor. I'm sorry. I go down on my knees in front of him and pick up reverently. I'm really sorry. I don't know what came over me. I'll make it up to you. Here.
She goes to do it again, huh? Act 2.
I put on my right sleeve this time. That side hasn't got much attention. Dora makes a satisfying click sound as his plate becomes erect. I let him give me a small cut on my wrist. There we go. That's better, isn't it? I kiss the flat surface of his blade. It's okay. I still care for you. Never doubt that. But I'm going to be late for school now, so I really need to get going.
Wait, wasn't it the next day or this day that she decided to skip school because... I don't know, I think it might have been the next day. See how this plays out.
I put his blade away and slip him into the new pocket of my uniform. Nothing of consequence happens all day. I spent the entire day in my classes looking forward to giving Sanyak his present. As I approach Literature Club, I hear Natsuki's shrill voice. Please!
What's this about?
It's fine, Natsuki. I really worried about it. Natsuki looks noticeably uncomfortable when I enter. She walks away from Monica without another word and takes a seat without looking at either of us. I wondered vaguely what they were talking about, but I have more important matters on my mind. Is Sanyak here yet? And that to you too, Yuri. Something's a little eager today. I just want to make sure he feels welcome in the club. It's my responsibility as vice president, after all. Of course. I'm sure that if he comes back, he'll make him feel right at home. If he comes back? But he has to come back, right? You okay there, Yuri? You look a little upset. I'm fine. I just need to go back to my book. I feel distressed now. It occurred to me that I might not see Sanyak. It did occur to me that I might not see Sanyak again. What would I do with the rest of my life if he doesn't show up? On my way to my seat, Natsuki gives me a sour look and visibly pulls away from me. I see that she's cradling her arm, noticing a bruise on her wrist.
Natsuki's dad.
I feel a stab of envy. I wonder how many other bruises she has. Maybe she has beautiful marks like that all over her body. As I sit down and pull out my book, I suddenly feel terribly inadequate next to Natsuki.
Don't say inadequate and Natsuki in the same sentence, Yuri. This may be a mod from your point of view, but Natsuki is still my favorite Doki.
Can I add enough marks to myself to compete with her?
This isn't about competition, Yuri.
I wonder if I should start now. But no, I need to stay here in case Sandy X shows up. I'll have to worry about making myself more beautiful later.
And right on cue, there's MC.
Just then, I see Sandy X enter the room. He's here! He came! I'm so excited I can barely contain myself!
There's that pose again! That's how Monica greets MC in both Act 1 and 2. But sometimes, I even wonder.
My heart is already pounding too hard to focus, but I see that Monica is talking to him, so I have to make sure that I stake my claim on him. I approach him, doing everything I can to maintain an appearance of calm. Thanks for keeping your promise, Sandy X. I hope this isn't too overwhelming a commitment for you. Maybe you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it?
Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack!
Rage! 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 My hands twitch. I'm on the verge of showing Natsuki a sign to shut her up.
It's my favorite Doki, Yuri.
Maga, is there a job? Finally, she sits back down, sulking. Good riddance. I turn back to Sandy X, trying to regain my focus. I'm sorry, Sandy X. We'll make sure you feel comfortable. Put your comfort first, okay? I give Natsuki another angry glare before continuing.
I know what I'm getting myself into.
Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, my excitement builds as I get ready to give him his gift. Perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read?
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask.
My confidence collapses. This isn't how he's supposed to react at all. How can my love be so uncaring about books? I can't keep the hood sound out of my voice. Wait! I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'll be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. My hands shake in anticipation as I pull my new copy of Portugal Marker out of my bag. It's getting increasingly hard to make my voice sound casual. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know. My heart is pounding harder than ever. But I have to finish that sentence. Discuss it, if you want it. My hand goes to my pocket to hold my knife. I hide the motion behind the book in my other hand. I decide to cut myself has never been higher. As he takes the book from me, I try to pretend I was just playing with my hair.
Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. He turns away from me to walk back to his bag. He's putting the book away. He doesn't want to read it now? I'm left standing there, feeling awkward and confused. What do I do now? Should I try talking to him again? I feel too lightheaded to concentrate. I need to sit down. I pick up my old copy of Portrait of Margraf again and resume reading, or at least pretending to read. None of that went how I expected. He was supposed to be excited for the chance to read. He was supposed to love me for my gift. But he just acted like he barely cared about it. I'm feeling so disillusioned. I needed this moment to collect my thoughts and decide what to do next. Sonny X is standing at the front of the room by himself. He isn't doing anything. He's so shy. Maybe this means I need to take the initiative and talk to him first. What do I even say? I've never been good at any social interaction, let alone interaction with the man of my dreams. Should I tell him I love him?
I don't think that...
Should I kiss him?
I don't think that's a good idea right now.
Should I cut him?
Okay, that's too extreme.
My hand compulsively goes to the door in my pocket. Just as I'm thinking this, I see him walking towards me. My heart is pounding too heavily for me to think of what to say or do. And he walks past me. What? I turn and look at him after he passes by.
Wait a minute. That's an interesting twist. Well, wait a minute. I think I get it. I think I get how this is set up. I believe if you decide to help Natsuki in Act 1, then MC would go to Natsuki first at the start of Act 2. I get it. Ah, I see. This should be interesting. How this plays out.
He walks over to Natsuki in the closet. What's going on? He's talking to her. Why is he talking to Natsuki? She's being as dismissive and rude as she always is, but he's still talking to her. The hurt I feel is indescribable. It makes me so sad. I don't feel like cutting myself anymore. I try to turn back to my book, but I can't focus. Natsuki is despicable. Why can't he see that?
She's not despicable, Yuri. Monika's tampering is the problem.
Could he just be really superficial? Could it be he just isn't able to see past her pretty face? Maybe I should cut my face to make it more beautiful. But I remind myself that people aren't supposed to know about my cutting habit. That would make it too obvious.
You think?
I feel frustrated and lost. I don't know what to do. Nothing has gone the way it's supposed to today. When I look again, I see that they're sitting on the floor together. They're reading together. She has a look of joy on her face. This is too much. I can't deal with this. I step outside in a daze, slumping down on the floor against the wall.
You know, I was kind of wondering what happened with Yuri. If she noticed MC and Natsuki discussing together during Act 2. Well, MC's first official day anyway. Anyway.
I step outside in a daze, slumping down on the floor against the wall. That image of Natsuki's smiling face is burned into my memory. That could have been me. That should have been me. What does he see in her? Does he somehow know about the marks on her body? Maybe they're going to add more marks to each other. That thought makes me spiral into despair. It makes me hate my body all the more for being so clean and smooth. I take Dora out of my pocket. I find myself idly playing with his spring-loaded blade, popping it out and resetting it over and over again. I feel torn. I feel torn. I know I should cut myself to improve my appearance, but I feel so depressed that I'm just not in the mood. Maybe I should try anyway. I roll my left sleeve to look at one part of me that's pretty. I bring Dora's blade in contact with my skin just below the mark I made this morning. I close my eyes and fantasize that Sonic is the one cutting me. It would be so good. It would be so beautiful. I feel the sting of the blade breaking my skin. I feel blood trickling down my wrist. Such a wonderful fantasy. But then I open my eyes again and remember that I'm all alone. It makes me feel empty. Tears come to my eyes. All the joy of cutting is pointless if I don't have side X. I don't duel in frustration.
Did the knife break?
I hear him clattering along the floor. I bring my knees to my chest and bury my face in my arms. It's so unfair. I even gave Sonic X a present. What did Natsuki do for him? I start to cry. He took my gift and brushed it off like it was nothing. I don't know what I could have done differently to make him want me. I thought he was my destiny. Why else would he have shown up in the literature club in the first place? Why would he come back? The world's such a confusing place. I don't understand any of it.
I think that's Monica.
Lose something? I glance up and see the purple of Dora's handle filling my vision. He's being held about my... Monica?
Yup, I had a feeling it was Monica.
I quickly wipe away my tears. It feels that she saw me crying. I distantly wonder why Monica is being so casual about one of my knives when she's never seen one of them before. I quietly take Dora out of her hand, put his blade away, and slip him back into my pocket. You know, Yuri, you may want to sit differently, or at least adjust your skirt. I suddenly realize what an undignified position I'm sitting in. I start to get up when Monica motions for me to stop. No, it's okay. Yeah, I'll join you. She sits down on the floor next to me. This is very strange behavior from her. She has always carried herself with a sense of grace and poise. Seems somehow out of character for someone as popular as her to sit on the floor with someone as insignificant as me. She smiles at me, but there's a weary sadness behind her smile. I don't suppose you want to talk about what's upsetting you, do you? I'm still lost in despair about Sonya X. My emotions are too jumbled to form a response. Well, I guess we're both having a bad day. I'm a little bewildered about what could possibly have put someone like Monica in a bad mood. What happened? Disappointment. That's what happened. She's looking straight ahead, with a faraway look in her eyes. I thought things would be different this time. Well, they are, but not the way I hoped. I have no idea what she's talking about. This is the first time she's really spoken to me, aside from when she made me vice president, of course. At least, I think she spoke to me then. I don't have a clear memory of her making me vice president. I just know that she did. I guess that means I need to try something new. She looks over at me. How do you feel about Sonya X? Sonya X? He's wonderful. Is that so? It occurs to me that she was probably looking for a more professional appraisal. I believe he would make a fine addition to our club. You were most fortunate that you were able to find him. Maybe we could get more information about him. What do you know about him? I'm trying to sound casual. I hope I don't sound as desperate as I feel. Not a lot, I'm afraid. I didn't talk much last year. But you must know something, what he likes, what his interests are. Something I can use to win him over. Monika looks bemused. Why are you so interested, Yuri? Looking at Monika's mild expression reminds me that she likely has no idea that Side X and I are destined to be together. And she has no idea how torn up I'm feeling right now. I just want him to feel welcome. It's my duty as vice president. Your duty? Of course. Well, Natsuki seems to be making him feel pretty welcome. So that must make you feel good that you have less work to do. The mention of Natsuki's name makes me feel like I'm burning up inside. I feel anger towards Natsuki, but it's being overshadowed by feelings of profound sadness. But those probably aren't reactions that are appropriate to display, so I say nothing. Are you glad that Natsuki is making him feel welcome? I'm trying not to cry. I'm really trying, but a tear rolls down my cheek nonetheless. What's wrong? You look unhappy. I wanted... You wanted to be the one to welcome him? I can't look at her. I just nod. How does it make you feel that Natsuki is welcoming him instead? Anger, confusion, sadness. All kinds of feelings that I don't know how to articulate. It causes me to wonder why Monika is so interested in how I feel. The little bit of expression that I can see out of the corner of my eye suggests that this isn't simple curiosity.
You have no idea how right you are, Yuri.
Do you feel angry at Natsuki?
I think she was reading your thoughts, Yuri. She's self-aware.
I look directly at her in confusion. What's going on? I wonder all over again if she somehow sensed my thoughts. But it's not like I can accuse her of that. Then I probably really would sound crazy. Yes?
Oh boy.
We look at each other for a moment. I could probably afford to crank that up some more. What was that? Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself.
She gets up.
Really?
Stop doing that, Monika!
We're going to be sharing pub soon. Make sure you come back for that. I'm sure you would love the chance to share Side X, right?
Wink again.
She winks at me as she goes back into the club room. What was that all about? I already suspected that Monika might want Side X for herself, so maybe she was sizing up the competition. But it doesn't explain the bizarre way that she went about it.
She's self-aware, Yuri. You'll find out soon enough. Hopefully.
Of course, it's also possible that this is just an example of me being unaware of social conventions. Conversations.
Sorry.
That happens a lot, I think. It does happen a lot, right? My mind is feeling fuzzy again. Why is it getting so hard to concentrate all of a sudden? Why am I sitting on the floor? I need to get back to the club room to shove Side X down better than that worthless Natsuki.
Okay, don't call her worthless. It might be Monika's tampering that's caused you to act this way, but don't say Natsuki and worthless in the same sentence. Especially if they're back-to-back.
I was not prepared for the sight of Natsuki and Side X still sitting together on the floor. It makes my blood boil. I have to restrain myself from running up and confronting her directly. There has to be some clever way I could get to him, right? His bag catches my eye. It's still sitting on the floor, next to one of the desks at the front of the room. Maybe there's something in there that will give me a clue as to what he likes. I glance at him one more time to make sure he isn't looking. And then, as quietly as possible, I start what should do it. The first thing I see is Portrait of Markov. I feel a bit of pang about my parent unwanted gift, but I try not to dwell on it. There isn't much else in there besides his notebook and a collection of pens. I start flipping through the notebook. There must be a clue here.
That glitch, all that glitchiness is coming back.
Natsuki is leaning on him. Rage, anger, enemy, core, fury, venomous, Yuri. How dare she! Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Natsuki just looks dazed, with a glassy-eyed expression. Yeah. Monica throws a protein bar on the floor in front of Natsuki. With a look of desperate hunger, Natsuki crawls on her hands and knees to pick it up. She looks so pathetic. Serves her right.
I think, well, if you badmouth Natsuki, Yuri, you need to shut up.
Even if she's tearing the wrapper off, she looks irritable. I told her not to give me you. She stuffs it in her mouth. Don't worry, Sanix. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all shield pumps now? I'm still seething with rage as Natsuki's audacity.
Stop and hear, hedgehog maniacs. Quite something to say the least, huh? Honestly, I was not expecting the way this one played out. I thought MC was gonna go with Yuri again like it was in Act 1. But I'm surprised that MC went with Natsuki at the start of Act 2. That honestly threw me off. It's gonna be interesting the next time I do it. Now, Sonic17 signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Stop bad-mouthing Natsuki, Yuri. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think down below. And if you want to see more of my content, subscribe to me so you check out the rest of my content, and you can also check out the videos you see here on the screen. I told you to stop doing that, Monica!